Hello, I'm Nikki Hirsch-Keekley from My Healthy Beginning, and I'm here today with Amy Riley of Loving the Pregnant You. And I want to interview her on the importance of nourishment, working with moms from preconception, pregnancy, into early parenthood. It has me see over and over again how self-care gets put really low on the totem pole. And Amy's got some really great tips for us that she is willing to share. Amy, you're a pregnancy coach. What are you usually coaching expectant moms about?
Yeah, hi Nikki, thanks. Lots of times I am talking with women about the things that they feel that they should do during pregnancy. There's all this information out there about what's good for us, about what's healthy for our babies, and pregnancy is this finite period of time. So that's a recipe for making it really easy for us to put pressure on ourselves and feel like we should implement all of these great ideas and healthy choices that we hear about. Instead, I feel it's most empowering if women can find their own way of doing pregnancy, find what resonates for them and is really going to work for them and their families. So often, when I'm coaching women, we're working on stripping away these layers of shoulds to arrive at how she can do pregnancy her own way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. When I read Loving the Pregnant You book and the blog on your website, when I visit that, I see you frequently encourage pregnant women to nourish themselves. Why do you think this is so important?
Yeah, I think this is an important aspect of determining how to do pregnancy your own way, discovering how to care for yourself and how to nourish yourself. And I think this is so important for a few reasons. One, pregnancy is a good time to practice nourishment and self-care before we're engaged in the time and effort and logistics that it takes to care for a newborn, right? You knew where I was going with that. And this responsibility of being a parent is never going to go away. So if we can begin to create those nourishing habits for ourselves during pregnancy, they'll hopefully turn into lifelong practices that we continue to tap into throughout our journey as a parent. I'll also bring up this notion that we can't take good care of others, like our children, if we're not first taking good care of ourselves. And one final reason I'll share about why I think it's so important to nourish ourselves is because I think it provides a good role model for our children. It's easy to get into the thinking that we need to sacrifice for our kids and that we need to put our kids' needs first. And there certainly are moments where we need to do that, put our kids' needs first. And I'll say, when I think about what I want for my daughter, I want her to be somebody who's not afraid to put herself first. I don't want her to be someone who is constantly putting others' needs in front of her own. So when I remember that, then I remember that I do want to, excuse the phone, that I do want to remember to be a role model of nourishment for my children.
Yeah, I can second that. That's a really difficult one for me, where you look at, is it them first? Is it me first? Which
Yeah.
is going to be the most beneficial? And there are times where I think it's them first and it backfires like nobody's business.
Yeah.
How do you recommend that women nourish themselves during pregnancy?
That's a good question. I think nourishment can take many forms, and what one woman finds to be nourishing may not be what the next woman finds to be nourishing. So I think that's important to keep in mind, and for each of us to search for what is really going to nourish us. A couple of different ways that we can look at it. There's some of those traditional ways of nourishing ourselves that we can think about, maybe massages or the spa day or getting out in nature. I also encourage people to just simply think about what are the kinds of activities that you enjoy doing. Is it making pottery? Is it dancing? Is it listening to music? Is it getting together for coffee with a friend, or any classes that you like to take? that energize and fuel you. I also encourage women, especially pregnant women, to think about ways that they can nourish themselves in the moment during the day. So this might be something like taking a few deep breaths, doing a quick stretch, getting up, walking around the block, listening to a song that ups your energy and it changes your mood in a positive way. So those things that we can do in the moment during the day. And finally, I encourage people to ask for help. Sometimes we think we've got to be superwoman and do it all ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not being afraid to ask the neighbor or a friend if they'll care for our toddler so that we can have a night to focus on what we want to focus on, or to ask our partner to do something around the house that they don't normally do. I would say that we probably all can ask for more help than we think we can.
Oh, no kidding. It's definitely the hardest thing for me. I even find if I can just practice that over and over again in our marriage, he's always willing to help. That's the funny thing. I just have it that, I'm strong and independent and I'll just do it all by myself. And I sort of forget sometimes that he's more than willing to jump in and meet me more than halfway. And then it allows me the time I need to take care of myself. So yeah, I think that's an amazing thing, is to master the art of asking for help, for sure. Right. What are the benefits, Amy, that you see of nourishing yourself, of taking that time just for yourself every day, whether that's a few minutes or, or that hour-long massage or yoga class or walk?
Yeah. I already mentioned the benefit of being a role model for our children. We might also provide inspiration for other moms or parents in our lives. I would also say that when we focus on ourselves in that kind of way, we get to know ourselves better.
Yeah.
We get tuned into what do I want? What do I need? What's important to me? How am I feeling in this moment? And that actually allows us to get better at our self-care, especially that in-the-moment self-care, I think. And a big benefit, this is one I always remind myself of, is that we have more energy.
Yeah.
Because our nourishing
that works.
Yeah, our nourishing activities are those that refuel us and energize us. And I fall into the trap of thinking, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do some self-care or something that's nourishing. Yet I need to remind myself that when I do take that time to nourish myself, I'm more effective and efficient with the time that I do have.
Absolutely.
So thank you for your questions, Nikki, and thank you all for joining us for this interview about the importance of nourishment. I'm Amy Riley with Loving the Pregnant You, and you can learn more about me and the services that Loving the Pregnant You provides at www.lovingthepregnantyou.com.
Thanks for joining us, Amy.
Thank you.